Broadly, we are seeing two trends when it comes to adoption of managed security services. There is one set of customers who already have adopted these services, but these are more monolithic in nature in terms of the solutions that they have. They have faced challenges in terms of scalability, right? So they are now coming up with requirements to get into next generation SOC solutions, and this typically involve the likes of being able to put in an analytics platform, being able to put in threat hunting, being able to do threat intelligence and put more context into it, and in general integrate more sources of information including EDR and EPP solutions, right? That's one set of customers. Then we have the second set of customers who till date have not really adopted many security solutions, but from a compliance standpoint, especially insurance companies and market trading companies, these require now to be compliant with SEBI guidelines, to be compliant with IRDA guidelines, and these are coming up with a fresh set of requirements. Now, the benefit or the advantage for them is that they are not burdened with any legacy solutions, and so they can simply be directly moved on to next generation solutions, which is similar to the previous set of expectations I spoke about. Okay. So there are a few challenges that customers face. One of them is in terms of the expectations of the customers, where the security threat landscape is so complex and varied in nature that many times customers are not able to fathom and figure out what is it exactly that they require, and they are generally primed by some of the OEMs, and based on their marketing lingo, they end up coming up with requirements which are more aligned towards a particular solution. Now, there could be overlapping solutions that meet the same requirements, and typically, it's important to be able to distinguish them for customers. So that's one challenge that generally customers have. Secondly, from a compliance standpoint, many customers, especially in the BFSI segment, still have this feeling that everything needs to be on premise. I am not going to give you access. I'm not going to put it on the cloud. I'm not going to have it in a multi-tenant fashion, and so on and so forth. Even when the multi-tenant solution has been proven to work for them, right? So typically that's one of the roadblocks from a mindset perspective. Thirdly, from a security skill set point of view, they are again expecting the service providers to be able to deploy the right skill sets, and at times even ask service providers to have the people on site, but then it's not clear for them what kind of skill set they would typically need on site, what kind of skill sets they would need offshore, right? So these are typically the 2 to 3 concerns that are there. Okay, there are multiple players now in the managed security services space. There are certain specialized players that are differentiating them in terms of having only a dedicated, only a cloud platform based solution and nothing else. And then there are others who are taking a more broader and a holistic approach, where they are flexible to integrate the existing customer's environment, customize the solution to a particular customer environment, and at the same time also have specific set of solutions which can be given as is without much tailoring and without much customization. So generally the service provider category would be seen in these broad 2 areas, but the competition is pretty stiff. There are a good number of strong players with a strong customer base that these service providers have. The outlook is definitely bright and positive in the sense that, like I mentioned earlier, the ones that already have existing solutions are looking to upgrade, and the ones that don't have the solutions are looking to put in new solutions from a compliance standpoint, right? So in the last 12 to 18 months or so, there has been a huge uptick in the amount of RFPs and bids that the financial institutions have put up, and the kind of discussions OEMs and service providers have been having with the financial services sector. The good part is that the banks have already taken the lead in terms of the maturity of adoption of security services and outsourcing of security services. So it's easier for the rest of the peers within the financial services space to follow them.